السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار من يطع الله ورسوله فقد رشد ومن يعص الله ورسوله فإنه لا يضر إلا نفسه أما بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وهو العزيز الغفور صدق الله العظيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. I have recited the second ayah from Surah Al-Mulk, and the translation of this ayah is something like this: who has created death and life, that he may test you, which of you is best in deeds. And he is the Almighty, the of forgiving. We look at the month which has just passed, the month of Ramadan, and inshallah, in next month we will have the Hajj. So the two ibadat, they come very close to each other, the Ramadan and the Hajj. So 2 months and 10 days difference between these two. There's only two celebrations in Islam, which is the two Eid as we call them, Eid al-Fitr or Eid al-Adha. There are only two. We can add as many as we want to, but Quran and Sunnah is very clear, there are only two. So anything outside that, so we should question it and ask, is it really an Eid or not? Because the Eid, as defined, there are these two. Now we look at the way the hikmah of everything, every ibadah has the hikmah behind it. So when we look at the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, بني الإسلام على خمس. The basis of Islam are five. One is the Shahada, the other one the Salat, the Zakat, the Sawm, and the Hajj. These are five. So one is the Aqidah. The Shahada is basically an Aqidah. And the other four are the deeds, are the ibadat in that sense. And these are essential, of course, all of them are required. So the first, the Salat and the Zakat are mentioned in the Quran frequently throughout the Quran. أقم الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة وأقام الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة, and we see continuously ayat after ayat, many ayat which are dealing, and they come together also in pairs in that sense. So there is continuous reminder for us for the salat, which is 5 times a day, and the zakat, which is, although it is given once a year, but it can be given in installment as well. But these are the things which are reminded again and again. Whereas the song is mentioned only in this ayat of 183 and to 188, the ayat of Surah Al-Baqarah. And then we look at the Hajj. The Hajj is also mentioned once in detail in one place only. So these are the two of these ibadat are mentioned once in the Quran, but the other two, the Salat and the Zakat, are mentioned so many times in the Quran. And then we look at that the three of these ibadat, the Salat, the Zakat, and the Sawm, can be done anywhere, wherever you are. In any place, it has no restriction where you are. If it is you living here, living some other country, so but you have to do all these three. But the fourth one, the Hajj, is related to the time and place both. It's limited to that. You cannot do the Hajj anywhere else except for the Makkah. You have to go to Makkah for and all the procedures and the whole process has been defined, and we have to go exactly the way. And we have to do the Hajj once in our lifetime. That is what is further on us. And as soon as we have enough, because it has a condition, Hajj has a condition, as so is the Zakat has a condition. The Sawm has, it's interesting that Salat and Sawm is to be done, whoever is healthy in that sense, you can do that health-wise. But Salat has the Qada, so is the Qada for the fasting, that if we are sick, we can always make them up. But when we look at the Zakat and the Hajj, then it is different in that sense. The Hajj is, it's related to a certain time, and also there is a condition to it that if you can afford, that if you cannot afford the Hajj, so it's not further on you. Same as the Zakat, because if you don't have enough money, meaning you cannot save enough, you're spending whatever you are getting, then there is no zakat on it, as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam never paid zakat because he never saved any money. So we have to look at how is ibadat Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala placed in this. What is the wisdom behind it? We know from the salat that it should protect us. Then this is the end result of the salat. It is the song we just finished, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, so that we get the taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the awareness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the Hajj is something which combines everything in it, which is the physical as well as monetary. you have the money, you have to have enough resources to go there, spend money to, and it is getting expensive every year as we see. It used to be 20 years ago, maybe it was $2,500 or 3,000. Now it is $10,000 or maybe more. So it is getting expensive. So you have to plan for it. But we must do it as soon as we have enough money saved. And Hajj is further on us. Once Hajj is further on us, we will die with an obligation which is hanging on our head because it needs you. We didn't fulfill that, and we could have, but we didn't do it because we thought maybe I will do it next year. But who has seen the next year? Who has seen the next minute? Who can guarantee that? So as soon as it becomes fard on us, we immediately go, plan for it to go for the Hajj. And I'm sure some of you probably have already done it or you plan to do it. But if you have not, then you start a special saving so that you can you are able to do the Hajj. You have to plan for it. The money is not going to come suddenly suddenly Allah is not going to just send the money to you in lump sum $10,000. You have to save for it. You have to plan for it. As you plan your different investments, your car, your house, your children education, you plan for it. Same goes for the Hajj. You plan for it and start saving for it. So this is we have to understand. People start saving for the marriage of their children, but they don't save for the Hajj. Hajj is further. The marriage of children is Sunnah. So we have to understand the Sunnah is what is the difference between the Fard and the Sunnah. So the Fard is more important in that sense. The first need to be done. And the marriage of the children will happen, inshallah. Allah will take care of it, but Hajj has to be done. It's an obligation on us. So if we look at these ibadah, then we see that the biggest test comes with the Hajj. Because it's not only physical, because it requires certain actions done in few days. 5 days we stay there, and we have to do so many things, in that period. And every act of the ibadah has a time frame in the Hajj during the Hajj period. So we try to do it within the time frame. So it is physically challenging for a lot of us who are not used to physical workout in that sense. And of course, the money is there as well. But the spiritual part of it, which we have to see, so everything is included in the Hajj itself. And it is only once in our lifetime. So we always thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that it is only once in our lifetime. I mean, we can do as many as we want to, but they are all nafal then. One is further, the others you can do as many times. And let's not confuse the Umrah. The lot of people just go for the Umrah. And then they think or they get this information from somewhere that you have to do the Umrah before you go for Hajj. Well, there is no restriction of going for the Umrah, and then maybe next year you go for Hajj. No. Hajj is for the Umrah is part of it. Umrah is part of the Hajj, in that sense. And if we have not able to do Umrah separately, then we will not be asked about it. But Hajj, if we miss, a lot of brothers and sisters I have seen, they have done the Umrah, but they have not done the Hajj. Because they say we need to do the Umrah first. I said, there is nothing in the Quran and Sunnah which says you have to do the Umrah first. There is nothing. The Hajj is first, and we have to do the first. That we have to understand. The Umrah is, when you are there for Hajj, you can do 5 Umrahs, 10 Umrahs, as you have enough strength in your body, you can do as many. But there is no requirement of doing this Umrah first separately and then going for the Hajj, meaning the expense, twice doing the expense, which is, no, it's not a requirement in that sense. So we have to understand this, that the importance of this is that the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then we look back at the story of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam. The whole thing was based on obedience. Nothing that whatever Allah is asking Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, he's fulfilling that. He's seeing that dream in which he's sacrificing his son. And then we see that the whole story that, the ayat in Surah Zafar, we see, beautiful ayat related to this event in itself. It's such a beautiful, we must always look at those ayat to revive ourselves in that sense. So we look at the importance of the highlight of the Hajj is the sacrifice, the Qurbani. Because Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam is giving the sacrifice of his son, which was replaced by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by an animal in that sense, like goat or whatever, lamb we say. But for us today, it is much easier. It is only an animal, a goat or lamb or share in the cow, in that sense. So we must try to do this sacrifice because obedience, the main thing is the obedience. We don't think about, it will cost $200, it will cost $300, whatever. We try our best because, Allah says, لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ. You cannot reach the piety. You have to give from what you love. Feel some pinch for some sacrifice for sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't want to feel any difficulty, any uncomfortable. We don't want to feel uncomfortable, and we still want to go to the Jannah also. We all want to go to the Jannah, but there will be sacrifices, there will be difficulties in our way. And we have, this is what الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا. That Allah is testing us on these things that we fulfill or not. Or we get involved in this dunya so much that we don't even want to sacrifice anything extra. So it's once a year if we have to do a qurbani of locally here, probably it will be around $300. But if you're taking a share in a cow, probably it will be less in that sense, or whatever way you want, but you have to do that. It's a sunnah of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, and we must do it, especially if you're living in a non-Muslim country, to show our children and the people around us that this is part of our, ibadah. It is an ibadah. It's not that I'm eating the meat of that. Well, that's a separate. At least we eat the meat other days also. But this is a part of the ibadah. So and we all try to do it as part of our ibadah. And we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that it's only once a year and it is an animal. Allah is not asking us to sacrifice something more dear to us. So the thanks of the shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should always be there. وقولي قولي هذا واستغفر لي ولكم سائر المسلمين والمسلمات. Alhamdulillah. So I was talking about the next ibadah which is coming up, one of the four which we have. This is the obligation which we need to do is the Hajj, and the Hajj is coming up inshallah next month of July. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and in the ayat of Quran, the ayat from the Quran also indicates about that special 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, the first 10 days. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talk about it. And as Mufassirin say about the Surah Fajr, that it is the 10 days are mentioned in there, are those days where these are special. And we have hadith. We are saying that these 10 days, the first 10 days of the Dhul Hijjah are extremely important, and we do extra ibadat if we can, recitations and nawafil and dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because this dua is making this supplication. The dua is so strong. It's amazing. I mean, if you look at the ahadith after ahadith which are dealing, our parents, Our parents will be given special grades and which they didn't deserve. And they will ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this hadith, some meaning, something like that. They will ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how come we got all this? And they will get the response that your children were making dua for you, for maghfirah for you. The people in the grave, they wait for the dua of maghfirah from the people close to them. They wait like it's a person who's drowning in the sea. They're just waiting for someone to make dua for them, for the maghfirah. And this is the dua we should always do for people around us and our close ones, our parents or people who passed away. Don't forget them. Make the dua in that sense. And this is the time if we have done the Qurbani, Allah has given us enough resources. We do the Qurbani in the name of our parents who have passed away, or the people who are close to us in that sense. So it is important that this Qurbani, this should not be ignored. It should not be said that, oh, I can donate this money to a charity organization. No, you cannot replace an ibadah with these things. Ibadah is not replaceable. You say tomorrow you will say, I will donate to the people, I will not pray, I will not fast because I will donate to the charity the money. No, it is not acceptable. You have to do what you have been told, unless you are in a special condition where you cannot do certain things, you physically have a problem. But that is a separate issue. But ibadah cannot be replaced by another. So we have to make sure that if it is the Qurbani, if we have to sacrifice, then we make that sacrifice because it is expected from us. Because we must get used to making a sacrifices. We may feel the pinch, but it is part of this test which Allah has for all of us. So the 10 days of Zulhijjah, we make sure that we use some of this time for our benefit and the benefit of the people who have passed away, especially our parents. Because this is what is useful for them. At least if we cannot make charity in their name, at least we can do the istighfar, we can do the dua for their maghfirah. It doesn't take much time, it doesn't cost us anything. Just we have to remember. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك وسل على المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب ربنا وآتنا ما وعدتنا على رسلك ولا تخزنا يوم القيامة إنك لا تخلف الميعاد عباد الله رحمكم الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون فاذكروني أذكركم واشكروا لي ولا تكفرون أقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
Please make a statement. Allahu Akbar. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وإن تبدوا ما في أنفسكم أو تخفوه يحاسبكم به الله ويغفر لمن يشاء ويعذب من يشاء والله على كل شيء قدير. آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إسرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفر إنه كان توابا. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers. Inshallah, just take a few minutes. Our Imam was saying sometime I know the people are in a rush and they rush out. He said, you're not doing it for hours, you're just doing it for 5, 10 minutes, even less than that. So, inshallah, quickly hear that. As Imam was saying, that we are, according to some calendar, we have the same date as today, which is 3rd. One calendar is doing it earlier, but inshallah, the next month it started. And after that, Dhul Hijjah, and then inshallah, we'll have Eid al-Adha. If some prayer time changes, and just want to give the update that a few days I was talking about gathering the funds for the funeral for one of our brother who passed away, and mashallah that's paid off with Jazakallah for khair for the masajid and the individual who contributed that, and then now we are gathering the funds to pay the rent for the family, and other costs may come in, but inshallah make dua. Our community put together their efforts to take care of that until the video is on our feed, inshallah. Jazakallah khair for listening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.